Welcome back to another video made by me, James Turner. I just want to thank you again for 200 subscribers. That's absolutely banging and buzzing about it. And I just want to say, let's get to 250. That's my next point where I want to get at. Someone said on my last what if, the last series I kind of abandoned, is that I should finish them. So I'm on the fourth one of this one. As you can see, I'm taking it slower this time. The reason I did this is because I want to more deeply explain everything. I hope this is okay for you guys. So anyway, Deku is on his 4th month, the 10-month training before the robot, the entrance exam. There we go. So, so you know about the gauntlets, you know about the knives. So basically what All Might does for the next 6 months is teach him combat. He teaches him all the combat training that he needs to know, that he would usually learn from just from experience. He learns not to hesitate. He learns how to fight All Might. He learns how to fight people. And this is when he's got stuff thinking in his head, how to use his fire quirk and fire quirk and one for all in combination. That's of course when he thinks about, oh, what if I use a fire quirk, and what if I use everything together to wow, I've just brain dead. What if I use everything together? And that's how he discovers the fire knives and the fire daggers, and the gauntlets. This is also, there is something else he has figured out, and that is that it's kind of more to go with the fire thing, and that's when he uses 8% one for all to throw the daggers as well. So the daggers are going at quite a fast pace, which also causes friction to it kind of basically he's throwing the daggers using 8% one for all to make it more of a heavy impact. Anyway, so the 10 months are over, and Deku has cleared the beach. What he does once he's cleared the beach is that is after the 6th month. What happens is in 5 months he's done the combat training. Then the last month, All Might goes, you need a break before the exams. What I want you is to clear this beach using your quirk. I've got the permission because you're doing a good thing for the beach, you're cleaning it up. So I want you to clean this beach as some quirk practice, and I want you to work on the exam, revise. Because what is better than a physical? Because as much as you need physical, you need to have the smarts. I'm trusting you to get in, Deku. And then what he does is actually goes, I will be monitoring your cleanup process and making things harder to make it more of a challenge for you. Now that you can control 8%, we're going to try and push it to 9%, possibly 10%. You know that, right? And then Deku goes, yes. Call and response. Anyway, so All Might basically is watching him clean up the beach. It's less intensive, but still, he is still working out. But for the minute, he's focused on exams and still buffing up his body. He manages to not reach 10%, and there's a reason why. I don't want to make him too overpowered too quick, if that makes sense. I know I've already kind of buffed him up a bit, but I don't want to make him super OP, not yet anyway. That can be leaved for later in the series. Anyway, so what happens is goes into the entrance exam. Entrance exam happens. We're going to talk about that now. So he's actually in the entrance exam. He's walking into the entrance exam, this time alone. He's got nobody with him. And then, because he's that focused on making sure he gets everything right, he trips up, gets saved by the one and only Gravity or whatever her name is. Anyway, so she gets she saves him. He's like, oh my god, thank you. I'm like, oh my god, I talked to a girl, and all that stuff. Then he's in the entrance exam, he's mumbling away like, oh my god, how am I going to pass the physical test? Oh no. And he's just basically second guessing himself, which actually at this point doesn't make much sense, because he is ready. He's been trained by the symbol of Peter 10 months. He's already, and it's not normal training. He's basically been focused on everything but working out his body, other than the last month, of course. And then he calls out they're all separated. Deku goes like, I'm gonna kill you, because he's even more madder at him than the series, because why not? Don't worry, it started to calm down a bit after he saved him, because he saved him, and Deku realises that if he wasn't there, he wouldn't have been able to get in an extra breath. He wouldn't have been able to survive enough till All Might got there, and he would have been in way more damage. Like, he might have even been in a coma from not being able to breathe. Bakugo recognises that, and he understands the fact that basically he was lucky to have Deku there, and that it's not his fault, and he's basically nice on him. But I'm talking about not Bakugo nice, not nice, but he recognises his power, but not the extra stuff. Anyway, so they're in the exam hall. He gets told to shut up, and then they all get separated into groups. Ida's in the same group as Tracker's in the same group. When the alarm goes off, Deku, he doesn't hesitate, because he knows not to hesitate, because he has done some training with All Might. So he hesitates and starts smashing bots using 8% Gauntlet Smash. So Gauntlet Smash is fire gauntlet. This melts somewhat melts into the robot, making the car weaker enough for 8% to smash through the robot and take him out within 3 or 4 hits of just within 3 or 4 hits. He realises that his agility is where he needs to focus, and he's actually the same speed as Ida, because you gotta think Ida's very slowly getting faster throughout the series, and he's also got his special move now. So right now they're at the same level, but that one stayed the same. Anyway, so he realises his mistake. Well, no, he realises agility is where he's got to focus, and then he jumps off the wall and bounces and destroys a robot in one punch. This, of course, takes more stamina, but he's just messing around here and really taking things from when he fought in the junkyard with All Might. And then he just keeps on running, destroying a bunch of bots. Like, I'm talking about a bunch, like a lot of bots have been destroyed right now, and he just keeps on destroying them and destroying them and destroying them. He's racking up a lot of points, but then the big one gets released, the 0-pointer, and Deku's like, oh, that one's a big one. If I wanted to take that one out, I would have to go all out if I wanted to take that one out straight away. So anyway, he's like, I should definitely ignore that. But then he hears a yell from that girl he helped earlier, and then he remembers the words All Might did. But within then, he'd already had his legs somewhat shattered. Not this time, they're only sprained, because he actually had the boots to help him take the fall. But he'd already jumped up in the air because of his hero spirit, and he was ready to punch the robot right in the face, but he realised 8% would not cut it, so he used 100%. Flames, they went from normal, they started bursting through his body, wings formed of flames on his back, fire covered his whole fist, and then condensed into a gauntlet as he punched and went Phoenix Detroit Smash, blowing up the robot in a flaming mess. but in a flaming mess, and then the wind pressure afterwards. Everyone looked up there like, oh my god, he's powerful. As Deku held his at this time it's only sprained muscles in his arms because of the gauntlet, but if he wanted to use he's still made his arm's still like unusable basically, but it's not broken or fractured, like the bone's not damaged, it's just unusable because of really bad muscle fatigue and stuff like that. And then he realizes that he's gonna fall to the ground, so he tries to activate 8% and realizes that he could maybe tank some of the fall if at the right time he uses his 8% for some sort of jump off the wall. And when he goes to do that, he actually, because of his combat training, he's more quick on his feet and everything, actually realizes that a Choco's there and knows his quirk, so he grabs for a hand and smacks it, and then ends up like floating basically, and then gets saved, so they both get hero points for that. And then the doctor also walks in, and then she realizes, wait, I swear, and then he's like on the floor, and then the doctor walks up and was like, I swear the damage was more than that. This is where new plot point comes in. Right, so his quirk, his flames, he's always viewed them as destructive, but the one time he didn't view them as destructive, they actually became healing flames. So they turned into blue, and blue somewhat healed his body for some reason. Just the blue, they turned into, well, when they went one for all, they turned into blue because of how hot they got, and then they cooled down into red when he actually made contact and all that. But he realised that basically his flames heal him, but he never viewed it as that way, and it's only because once one for all 100% acts on the flames and covers his body in flames enough and hot enough that it somewhat healed his body, but this is like only 100% occurrence, so he has to use all his power to get the somewhat healing. But anyway, he realises that it does heal. So of course that's the UA exam over, and Deku's completely out of breath. He's put everything into it. He's actually defeated lots of robots. Chaku's done the same. Everyone else there is like, oh my god, he's so powerful. And he walks home. All Might told him, well done, whatever happens, I'm proud of you. And then he found out the written exam results, and he got 75% over 50%. This is because he had more time to work on it and learn the answers and study basically. So that's good, but he'll learn like his physical exam results afterwards, and that will be in the next episode. I'm sorry if this one was kind of slow. I'm getting a bit tired. It is 5 o'clock. Anyway, I do want to thank you for watching. You've been a fantastic audience so far, and thank you for 200 subscribers. Let's push it to 250. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm a new YouTuber, and I want to thank you for watching. Goodbye.